academically, what are y'all doing to step up, given that we're going to have such growth and people wanting great education when they move here?
Actually, that growth began for us a long time ago. I'm going to say maybe it was in about 2012, 13, 14. We began working with the fort. Colonel Anderson at the time, the garrison commander, and then Colonel Turner. We have a great partnership with the fort where we knew that we had to step it up because a lot of folks coming out of Maryland or Virginia or wherever weren't sure that coming to Georgia would ensure them a quality education. And so back in, I think, 2016, we took a trip with the Chamber, the Columbia County Chamber, up to their area and presented to them all of the great things going on in our school district. And I'm pleased to be able to share those with you. I'm sure Congressman Allen would know that we have 5 high schools. There are 5 public high schools. They're not magnets, they're not charters, so we serve the entire area, and yet our schools are extremely competitive. Our SAT score averages are very competitive with Virginia and Maryland. In fact, they're 30 points higher than the national average. We have, this year we gave 3,300 AP exams. We have about 500 AP scholars. Those are students who took at least 3 exams, some up to 8, and passed them, and not just passing them with a 3, but with scores higher than that. About 2 years ago, the National Math and Science Institute awarded to us a grant for 4 of our high schools in the total of $2.7 million. And with that, they send people in from all over the nation to train our teachers to be better AP teachers, advanced placement teachers. They bring people in from all over the nation to tutor students prior to their taking these exams. They help fund those exams for students who maybe are unable to afford them. And when they're finished, students who pass get a bonus check, and so do the teachers as well. I said 4 of our 5 high schools. That program began with Grovetown High School about 4 years ago, where $750,000 was provided to Grovetown High for the same purpose. So regularly our high schools are recognized in U.S. News and World Report. I mean, they are extremely successful academically, and if you move from that in the area of fine arts, athletics, school climate ratings are extremely high. And so when folks come here from all over the nation, which we're accustomed to, Columbia County's been growing exponentially for the last 10 to 15 years. Families come here and they find that education in Columbia County doesn't just meet their desires, but most of the time exceeds their desires for an outstanding education for their children.
So what's going on extracurricularly? Maybe it's after school or different programs, clubs, etc., that kids can get involved with that kind of help fill that pipeline, not just for cyber jobs, but for jobs. I mean, our economy is booming right now.
And cyber's big. You know, they just opened the Cyber Center down in Augusta, and the Cyber Patriots team. So we have, I believe, the last count was 32, where they compete, and they're competing in a world of hacking, where they're in a room, they're supposed to be hardening their business's network, keeping the bad guys out and securing what's on the inside. And our students have won many competitions in that already, and it's really only in its 2nd year. So cyber is big for us. Fine arts, though, is probably bigger. When you look at our marching bands, they all are competitive, and they score at the top always. And so for families who want more for their students than just education, reading, writing, math, science, social studies, our fine arts programs are very successful. And then when you add to that athletics, anyone who knows our area knows that baseball is king. Football, they'd like to think it is, and we're working hard in that area. They are quite successful. We've had many state championships in tennis, softball, baseball, and so we're a wonderful community to bring people to. People who want to come to our area. It's not just a quality school district. It's just not a place to get fine jobs. We're a wonderful community that wants to be welcoming to folks. A lot of times military folks who come in, you know, usually they come in and then 3 years they're shipped out. A lot of families stay behind because they want their children to graduate from here. You know, we've got people out there who are fighting to protect our country, and they don't need to be worrying about their families and their children. And so if they're taken very well care of by us, then that's just one less worry, so they can go out and do the important work that they do. So our goal is to provide the very best education possible in a safe, positive environment for every child.